this hadith, very scary. He says, Inna al-amin, the amin, the one who's ruled, the one who's like responsible. إِذَا ابْتَغَى الرِّيبَ, if he seeks distrust with his people, he will destroy them. When parents start to look like, oh, they show their kids, don't get me wrong, you should check on them, you should make sure, but when they show them that they distrust them, what do you think to the kid? What happens to the kid? He becomes exactly what his parents believe of him. Wallahi al-Azim, it's crazy. This is the saying of the Prophet ﷺ. How many of us, me and you, we actually come, let's say I'm in a relationship with one of my friends, because he thinks I'm, I don't know, stupid or something, I actually act it. Like you literally show what the other person actually believes of you. It's really interesting. And it happens. So subhanAllah, when me and you assume good of the kid, we tell them that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He subhanahu wa ta'ala loves you. Why would He bring you to the masjid? Allah us right now. Why would Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring us to the masjid? He wants khair for all of us. And me and you, like imagine, wallahi, you get filled with energy just thinking about that. You're like, alright, let's keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Then imagine I sit down and I tell you, by the way, you guys, every one of us has billions of sins. Khalas, no way. It's like getting into Harvard. Jannah is like getting into Harvard. 5% acceptance rate. Man, everybody's going to be discouraged. Nobody's going to want to work anymore. It's just you almost drown yourself in this thing. So again, I went on a tangent, but I really think this is important. And just letting the Quran change me and change how I feel about reality. So what is it? If I read this ayah, that nobody can change, nobody can harm me, nobody can benefit me, except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's it. That's it. And the Prophet ﷺ was teaching his children. Literally. Ya ghulam, ihfadullah, ihfadullah. The famous hadith, when he put Anas bin Malik on the back of the camel, he's talking to him about this. Another ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, if you ask them, tell them, do you see these things that you call on Allah? Show me if they have a piece of the sky. Show me did they create anything from the earth. Do they have anything? Can they do anything? Wallahi, you cannot. I'm telling you, you hear this 1,000 times. What do you think is going to happen to your heart and mind? And guess what? We're forgetful. You need to hear it again. You see what I'm saying? Like, it'll get deeper, but we forget. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to get nudged back, and then you fall, and you get nudged back. You know, when we redirect ourselves to the Qibla, it's such an interesting thing, because you recalibrate. You replace yourself where you're supposed to go. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, again, this is all like logic. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and I mentioned this last time, but I'll mention it again real quick. أَمْ خُلِقُوا مِنْ غَيْرِ شَيْءٍ أَمْ هُمُ الْخَالِقُونَ. Were they created from nothing? Or are they the creators? Simple. Very logical. It's literally speaking to what? Your mind. But what does it do? It also produces that emotion. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, we heard the saying, there's no atheist on a fallen planet. This is a fact. And subhanAllah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, قُلْ أَرَأَيْتَكُمْ إِنْ أَتَاكُمْ عَذَابُ اللَّهِ أَوْ أَتَتْكُمُ السَّاعَةُ. Tell them, if you can see yourself, رَأَيْتَكُمْ إِنْ أَتَاكُمْ عَذَابُ اللَّهِ. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's punishment came to you and overwhelmed you, who are you going to come down? What are you going to do? I remember, subhanAllah, you sit. I remember when I was coming here one of the times on the plane was shaking. I just did my khatam then, I was reading the Quran, I was like, I'm good, I'm sick. Bismillah, la ilaha illallah, shake as much as you want. Inshallah, we're fine. People around were like terrible. It was very rough. It was very harsh. It was probably the harshest. But people were like, oh gosh. It's like, wait, hold on. What do you mean, oh God? What do you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, people say this stuff. And they start literally, what do they say? If you save me from this, لَأَكُونَنَّ مِنَ الشَّاكِرِينَ. The Quran records this. And I tell you guys something that's really interesting. A man who's a sailor read the Quran, and he went to the guy who gave it to him. His name is Gary Miller. Very amazing stuff he has on YouTube. This is old stuff. I can share it after. He used to be a Christian in Greece. He converted and started giving da'wah. Amazing stuff about the Quran. He says he gave this sailor a book of the Quran, and he told him, he read it, He came to him and said, oh, this Muhammad guy, was he a sailor? Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Why? Because he read about what the Quran says about being in a storm. He says, after he told him, no, Muhammad lived in a desert, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he converted on the spot. He said, there is no way somebody who was not in that scene can understand how it feels like except somebody who's been in it. And the Quran describes it. You know how it describes it? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that waves are like their shadows. They just chase them. They smack them right and left. So it's such a scene. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and again, this is what? وَإِذَا غَشِيَهُمْ مَوْجٌ كَالظُّلَلِ. When literally waves become like their shadows, they're chasing them. دَعَوُوا اللَّهَ مُخْلِصِينَ لَهُ الدِّينَ. They started calling upon Allah. You know what the Quran does sometimes? It puts me and you in that state. It reminds me, there were days that we looked upon the sky and we looked up, Ya Rabb, I can't do this. And then He saved me and you, and you know what He does, what we do after? وَإِذَا أَنْعَمْنَا عَلَى الْإِنسَانِ أَعْرَضَ وَنَأَى بِجَانِبِهِ. He starts, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives me and you, we turn away, and نَأَى بِجَانِبِهِ is like, you know that type of face, that's literally what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says we do when Allah takes us out of the difficulty. And we completely forget that He even put us in it. And then He says, if Allah, and this is one of the biggest reasons people leave religion. Allah says, وَلَئِنْ أَذَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ مِنَّا رَحْمَةً. If we give him rahmah, something he's tasting, he's getting used to, ثُمَّ نَزَعْنَاهَا, then we strip it away. Naz'a is very strong stripping. فَإِنَّهُ لَيَئُوسٌ كَفُورٌ. He is full of help. He's literally helpless. He's hopeless. He is kafur. He's completely ungrateful. It's usually, by the way, people who leave religion, it's usually an emotional thing. It's not a logical thing. The logical stuff where they try to figure out ways to cope with their emotions. It's never really the case. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says again, logic. He says, لَقَدْ كَفَرَ الَّذِينَ قَالُوا إِنَّ اللَّهَ هُوَ الْمَسِيحُ ابْنُ مَرْيَمَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, those who said, Al-Masih ibn Maryam, Isa alayhi salam, is Allah, they have disbelieved. And what does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say? قُلْ, tell them, if Allah wants to destroy him and his mother and everybody on earth, who can stop?